For the longest time, RuneScape has been a game about killing monsters and leveling up your skills. And recently, a mascot was announced to be coming as a new boss later this year. And it got me thinking, man, I really suck at this game. Like, I've somewhat maxed out and I can kill most bosses in the game, but I really do kind of suck. Like literally, I can barely kill Raziel anymore. So I want to fix that. So we started a brand new series learning how to properly PVM. With the help, of course, with some great guides and friends. On my journey to one day be good enough to kill every boss in the game with no issue at all. And eventually, kill a mascot when it is released. So why don't we hop into it? Hey there, how you doing? So you know how I said a new video would come out 3 weeks ago and it never did? Well, let me give you a little bit of an explanation. On the last week of June, while I was working on my microtransactions video, I had come down with some sort of illness and I just kind of assumed whatever it was would be gone in a couple days, which it did. Then a few days later, it popped back up worse than it was before, and I could literally barely do anything. So 2 more weeks go by and finally I start to get better, and well, now we're here today. So yes, I lied about when a video would come out. Get over it. Let me move into the progress at Glacor that I made in that time. For a few days while I was sick, I simply did not have the energy or mental capacity to continue my Glacor streak. For whatever reason, I simply just could not focus for minutes at a time when it came to swapping prayers, doing as much damage as possible, and avoiding all of the mechanics that I could. So that took a pause for a while, and instead I worked on a few quests that I needed to catch up on for a mascot. These quests were much less mind intensive and made streams much more enjoyable for those days. We're swapping to Do No Evil. I need to bring Awogwe his custom monkey-shaped croc ice. So we worked on Do No Evil for the next 30 to 45 minutes, and it probably would have gone a lot smoother if I would have realized that 1, Polnovich is not Narda. I'm in fucking Poly, bro. Oh my god, dude. And 2, I don't have all of the travel methods unlocked to get back to Awogwe. Only open new locations from Entrana. We're running, boys. We're running. I'm so over it. We are running to the Grand Tree. Then just a little afterwards, I got a little distracted showing off my Arby's D&D dice, as well as for some reason showing everyone a large bag of popcorn that I got for $6. But eventually we did end up finishing up Do No Evil. Easy. All right, Do No Evil is done, boys. Next is Our Man in the North. This is allegedly a short quest, and for the most part it was. Other than a few little hiccups like misreading steps that I needed to take in Quest Buddy and fumbling a few bits of dialogue, we ended up getting by with not too much of an issue at all. All right, Our Man in the North is done. We have done a few quests, which is huge. Up next, we have to do Fight Club, which is, to my knowledge, a very long quest. No, Fight Club is short. Fuck it, let's do Fight Club. So that's exactly what we did. Fight Club definitely didn't take much time at all. The only thing I was truly not ready for was the Pharaoh fight at the end of the quest, but of course we prevailed, finishing up our final quest for the night. But of course I didn't want to stop there. After finishing up this quest, I had just enough quest points to get myself a quest die, and we decided to go ahead and roll it. And this is exactly what happened. Let's put our ring on just for that extra chance. Oh, it's literally in my inventory. All right, here we go. Let's roll something big. Oh my fucking god. That's right. I ended up getting a shadow die out of a quest dice that you get from May. To my knowledge, getting that is pretty rare. The only thing that I wish kind of changed was the fact that it does not broadcast like a normal treasure trail, so maybe that's something that can be fixed in the future. To end it all though, This evening ended on a pretty big high note, finishing most of the quests that I needed for a mascot, leaving only a couple remaining, and of course moving a little bit in the right direction for Glacor. But starting the following week, we had one big challenge left to do: finish up our 1000% enrage on Glacor, and of course finish the last 2 quests that I need to eventually get to a mascot when it releases. The following Monday, I got back at Glacor essentially as soon as I started to stream again, barely even giving myself enough time to make sure that I even had my familiar topped off. Though nonetheless, we got into what I thought was a rhythm pretty quickly. However, it fell apart from one single thing. Oh god.
Those beams sap your power.
Why do I keep misclicking like that, bro? He had 40,000 health! I don't need to do anything stupid! Just move out of the way! At this point, it seemed pretty obvious that I had one arch enemy for essentially the rest of my way to 1000% enrage, and that was going to be the Pillars of Ice. You see, the Pillars of Ice seem very simple on the surface. 2 will spawn on each side of the arena randomly, then a few moments later a 3rd will spawn in the middle randomly, making movement imperative to your success at Glacor. Now, for myself, I didn't really look at any guides prior to starting my 1000% journey, so I assumed my movement here was fine. However, I was starting to question that. Time after time after time, I kept ruining my streak because of bad movement or simply being too slow, and something needed to change. That change came in the form of an old video from a familiar face and a good friend of the channel, Car Guy RS. His video broke down the movement that I needed to follow and finally gave me the information that I needed to make it past all of these death pillars on my way to 1000% enrage. So finally, after 4 difficult weeks dealing with illness, being too ignorant to look at a guide for help, we finally achieved something massive. Fucking die! 999%. Now look, 999% is not what our goal is. Our goal is to complete 1000% enrage Glacor and unlock our very own bronze title. So after many hours of pain, we move on to our next goal of 1015% enrage, as this will finally push us over the edge to reach that 1000% title. And after many hours of trying and many attempts, our last run looked like this. Bronze is 500? I thought that was blue. Okay. We are locked in. We are so locked in.
Good strike. Dodge the ice beams.
All right. Get over here. Oh, click this, anticipate, devote, or, yep, close enough. We're gaming. Come on, Threads!
To protect the Arch-Glacor.
It's switching up its attacks.
Oh god, he's giving me high fives again. Same fucking ghost. Woo.
A powerful blow.
Faster attacks incoming.
Overload. Why do I not have an overload on? I thought I clicked it earlier. I've been doing this without an overload.
Good strike. Good strike. It's that giant beam.
Ready your defenses, World Guardian. A powerful
Boys, that is it. We have gotten bronze done. 1000% enraged for Glacor. The grind is done. 1000% Glacor. A formidable foe for someone like myself. It took countless hours to finally have what seemed to be a pretty smooth run. But unfortunately, there was a massive blunder. If you've seen one of my previous Road to Proper PVMs, you'll know I messed up my prayers while learning Raziel for the first few weeks of returning to getting better at killing bosses. And yet again, for the last few kills I was attempting Glacor, I had accidentally swapped my prayer keybind to the wrong prayer, turning it onto magic prayer rather than necromancy. This whole time I was using the wrong prayers again. I was using magic prayers. For Arch-Glacor, I wasn't using the right prayer. I was using magic prayers, not the fucking necromancy prayers. No way. I did it again. While at the end of the day, it didn't really matter because, well, we still got the 1000% title. This was a huge fail. Luckily, because there was no harm, I'm just gonna have to make sure that in the future, we make sure that our keybinds are always set properly. After 1000% Glacor had been achieved, I decided that the last few things that I need to do to set up for a Masket's release later in the month is going to be to get the last few quests done that I need. There we go, we're starting beneath Scarabaeus' sands. Well, how else am I supposed to say it? Scarabaeus? Scarabasses? Fucking the wee poo poo pee pee? Like, what do you want me to say? Eventually, after arguing with chat on how to pronounce Scarabaeus' sands, we eventually ran through the quest at a pretty decent pace, even voice acting the end where you look through the memories of Scarabaeus himself. After that quest was complete, we moved on to the absolute last quest we needed before the new quest that comes out on the 20th of July, that being Pharaoh's Folly. This quest took essentially no time at all, other than a few misclicks when it came to dialogue or not understanding that I had already completed what I needed. But after all that was said and done, Pharaoh's Folly was completed, marking the last thing I needed to complete before I can finally take on a Masket. Pharaoh's Folly is done. We've done it, boys. We are ready for a Masket coming up here in just a few short days. I'm so excited. But hold on, don't think it's all over yet. Following the new quest releasing and a Masket the next Monday, I still need to get in plenty of PVM training, so that's exactly what I'll be doing. Up next on our list is to master hard mode Carapac, since he's a boss that I still struggle with in duos or trios, and I have never killed solo. And as for a Masket, I'll be getting to her exactly 6 days after her release, since I won't be home until the following Sunday. But if you'd like to follow along with my journey going forward, please consider subscribing and sharing this video with your friends, as I want to continue to make RuneScape content better and better going forward. But for now, I think it's time we part ways. I'm currently working on a new video about the reason why new players should try RuneScape 3, and it should be releasing within the next few weeks. So for now, I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you next time. Have yourself a good one.